This little micro PC right here might be one of the best budget mini PC builds I've done so far. And honestly, I didn't expect to run this well. You probably already noticed it's not running Windows, and it definitely doesn't look like a typical desktop operating system. And that's because it's actually Samsung DeX. Now the model I'm using here is the Samsung Galaxy S10, and if you anything like me and tend to keep your older devices, there's a good chance you got one of these sitting in a drawer somewhere. And even if you don't, they're very affordable right now. I've seen them selling for as low as £60 on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. And here's the best part, even if the screen is cracked or completely broken, it still works perfectly fine as a desktop PC once connected to a monitor. So instead of letting it collecting dust, we turn it into something useful. To transform this Galaxy S10 into a mini PC, the setup is actually very simple. For gaming, I'm using my EasySMX X05 controller with its USB dongle. For typing, I've got the Ola F75 wireless keyboard, and for navigation, just a standard wireless mouse. To connect everything to the monitor, you'll need an USB-C to HDMI dock, but in my case, I'm using an older Anker dock, which gives me HDMI output, multiple USB ports, and power delivery at the same time. Now for the aesthetics of this build, I went a bit further and I 3D printed a modified Raspberry Pi 4 desktop case. You absolutely don't have to do this, but it gives the whole setup that proper mini PC look instead of just having a phone sitting on the desk. It's not a perfect print. This was originally a prototype, and I only printed one side panel. At the back, I left the ports open so I can route the USB-C cable straight into the phone. It's a simple, clean, and surprisingly effective. With the Galaxy S10 connected to a monitor and paired with a keyboard and mouse, you already have a very usable desktop setup. Navigation feels smooth, there's no noticeable lag in normal tasks, YouTube runs perfectly fine, web browsing feels responsive, and multitasking works just like you'd expect in a lightweight desktop environment. One of the first things I added here was Jellyfin, specifically the Android TV version. That makes it much easier to control with either a keyboard or even a controller if you want that media center feel. And at this point, this already works really well as a compact home media setup. Before we getting into gaming, here's a quick look at what's powering this up. Under the hood, we got Samsung Exynos 9820 octa-core chipset, backed by 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. And importantly, there is still a micro SD card slot for expanding storage, which is a big advantage for a build like this. Even in 2026, this hardware is still very capable for light desktop tasks, media consumption, and cloud gaming. The 6.1-inch dynamic AMOLED display pushes a sharp 1440 by 3040 resolution, and while we are mainly using an external monitor here, it still looks fantastic in handheld mode. Software-wise, it's running Android 12, which means full compatibility with modern apps and emulators from Play Store. For a phone release in 2019, that is still impressive. Now, when it comes to gaming in DeX mode, results can vary depending on the title. Starting with Destiny Rising, I did have to resize the window slightly to get a better experience, but once adjusted, the gameplay was very playable. There's no major stuttering, and that's without adding any external cooling yet. Next, I tested where the winds meet using keyboard and mouse, It does work, but I definitely recommend using a controller here for a better overall experience. By resizing the window properly, I managed to get it close to full screen. You do get some occasional dips, and by this point the temperature of the phone starts rising, which is expected when pushing hardware like this. I also tried Roblox. It launches and runs, but this is where overheating became more noticeable. Performance drops appear, and in DeX mode it's not the smoothest experience, but this is exactly where another option makes much more sense. Switching over to Xbox Game Pass changes everything. Because the heavy lifting is done in the cloud, there are no real FPS drops caused by the hardware. Everything streams smoothly and you can enjoy more modern titles without depending entirely on the phone's internal performance. For a setup like this, cloud gaming fits perfectly. It allows all the hardware to handle newer games without stressing the device. I also tried Fortnite natively in DeX mode, and as you can see, it's not the most pleasant experience here. But the beauty of this build is flexibility. You can instantly undock the phone but touch a Bluetooth or USB-C controller. I'm using the EasySMX M10 controller here and switch back to handheld mode. Thermals improve and gameplay feels much more natural. Desktop mode when you need it, handheld mode when you want it. That flexibility is what makes this project so interesting. Now, if you really want to push this further, you could open the phone and add more advanced cooling. But realistically, a simple external phone cooler is more than enough to keep temperatures under control. For media streaming, web browsing, light desktop work, and cloud gaming, this setup performs far better than its price suggests. And that's really the point of this build. It's not about replacing a high-end PC. It's about repurposing all the hardware and getting real value out of it. But that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Drop a like if this inspired you and consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.